Welcome to Tech Prep video tutorials in biology of molecular basis of inheritance part 2. The question asked is given in two parts. One is the assertion and the second is the reason which tries to support the assertion. So assertion given is regulator and operator genes are not associated with constitutive genes, and the reason given is constitutive genes need not be repressed. So the options given are both the assertion and the reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion, which means the assertion and the reason, they are right. In option B, both the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not correct. In option C, the assertion is true, but the reason is false. And in option D, both assertion and reason are false. Here, in this question, the question is trying to test the understanding of the gene regulation and the gene expression of the student. So let's understand what is gene regulation and gene expression. In simple words, gene regulation gives the cell control over all structure and function, and it is the basis for cellular differentiation, morphogenesis, and the versatility and adaptability of any organism. Let's look at the gene expression. Gene expression is regulated through changes in the number and type of interaction between molecules that collectively influence transcription of DNA and the translation of RNA from the DNA. So in this process, genes play different role and are described based on how they are regulated. So what is a constitutive gene? A constitutive gene is transcribed continually, or it can also be called as a housekeeping gene. So a housekeeping gene is typically a constitutive gene that is transcribed at a relatively constant level, and its products are typically needed for maintenance of the cell. Just remember, constitutive gene is like a housekeeping gene wherein it's needed every time for the maintenance of the cell, and a facultative gene is only translated when needed. And there's also an inducible gene. An inducible gene is a gene whose expression is either responsive to environmental change or dependent on the position in the cell cycle. So in genetics, an operator is a segment of DNA to which a transcription factor binds to regulate gene expression. The transcription factor is typically a repressor which can bind to the operator to prevent further transcription. So the repressor protein physically obstructs the RNA polymerase from transcribing the genes. So the regulator and the operator genes starts transcribing, and the regulator gene releases a protein which stops the operator or represses the operator from further transcription. It could be on need basis as well, whereas constitutive genes need not be repressed because they are continuously transcribed. So how are they related? Regulator and operator genes, they work on need basis, whereas constitutive genes are continuously transcribed and translated on a continual basis. So from this, what do we understand? Both the assertion and the reason are true, and the reason is correct explanation of the assertion, which means constitutive genes are not related or not affected by the regulator and operator genes. So from this, we can understand or come to a conclusion that option A is the right answer. Look at the explanation where it says the regulator gene controls the operator gene, and the regulator gene codes the repressor protein which stops the operator gene function, and constitutive genes keeps on functioning all the time, which is typically used for the maintenance of the cell. So regulator and operator genes are not associated with them. So the right answer is option A.